Hello everybody, welcome back to Gringo University. El día de hoy vamos a ver la diferencia de cuándo más indicativo y cuándo más subjuntivo. Usamos cuándo más indicativo cuando hablamos de una acción que es una rutina y que no está en el futuro. Por ejemplo, cuando tomo mucha agua, me siento mejor. Cuando voy al cine, como muchas palomitas de maíz. So cuando plus indicative is something that you will normally do, like a routine, okay? So every time I drink a lot of water, I feel good. Or every time I go to the movies, I eat popcorn. So that is something that I generally will do more than one time. Ahora, cuando más subjuntivo va a hablar de acciones en el futuro. We use cuando plus the subjunctive when we talk about something in the future, still to happen. For example, cuando vaya a Colombia, voy a comprar una casa grande. Cuando tú cumplas 18, te compraré una moto. ¿Sí? When I go to Colombia, maybe next month, next year, but that is the future. That is cuando plus subjunctive because it's something that happens in the future. And when you turn 18, I'm going to buy you a motorcycle. So maybe that happened in 1 year, 3 months, 4 years, but that is the future. That's why I use cuando plus subjunctive. Vaya is subjunctive because it's something that is going to happen in the future. And here I use cumplas. This is also subjunctive because it's something that will happen in the future. And here I use when I take. It's something that I will normally do more than one time. See? It's like a habit or a routine. That's why I use the indicative. And here the same. When I go to the movies or when I go to the theater, that is something that I will normally do every month or 3 times per month or 4 times per month. That is like a routine. So that's why I've used cuando plus indicative. So let's see some examples so you will understand this better. So cuando plus indicative. Remember, cuando plus indicative is like a routine, something that you often do. So let's read the first sentence. Cuando veo los videos de Gringo University, me siento muy feliz. Cuando veo los videos de Gringo University, me siento muy feliz. Ok, vamos a explicar esta frase. Cuando veo los videos de Gringo University, me siento muy feliz. So that means every single time that I watch my videos, I feel happy. So it's not something in the future, it's something that I will normally do, like every single day. Me siento, it means I feel. Okay, I will explain this later. I'm preparing a video to explain this, so don't worry about this. Let's continue with another example. Cuando más subjuntivo. That means it's something that is going to happen in the future. Cuando vea el próximo video de Gringo University, me voy a sentir muy feliz. Cuando vea el próximo video de Gringo University, me voy a sentir muy feliz. Este es el subjuntivo del verbo ver. So remember, when you see cuando plus subjunctive, it is something that is going to happen in the future. So next time I watch the new video of Gringo University, I'm going to feel very happy. When that is going to be, I don't know. Maybe next week, tomorrow, next Sunday, I don't know, but it's in the future. That's why I use subjunctive after cuando. Let's continue with another example. Cuando compro hamburguesas, las compro en McDonald's. Cuando compro hamburguesas, las compro en McDonald's. So, comprar es el presente. Compro es el presente del verbo comprar. Okay? So it's something that I will normally do. Every time I buy hamburgers, I buy them at McDonald's. Las is replacing hamburgers because hamburgers are feminine and it's las instead of los. Okay? So, cuando compro hamburguesas, las compro en McDonald's. So, cuando plus indicative. Okay? Because it's something that I will normally do, like every single day, or maybe every single week, or every Monday, or every Thursday. I don't know, but it is something that I do it like a habit. So let's continue with another example so you will understand this better. Remember, cuando plus indicative is something that you will normally do, like a habit or a routine. Cuando plus subjunctive is something that is going to happen in the future. You don't know exactly when, but it's going to be in the future. Cuando compre hamburguesas, las voy a comprar en McDonald's. Cuando compre hamburguesas, las voy a comprar en McDonald's. Cuando plus subjunctive, because when I buy hamburgers, I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or next week, next month, next year, but it's the future. So that's why I use cuando plus the verb comprar in the subjunctive, because it's the future. I don't know when that's going to happen, but when I do it, I will do it at McDonald's. Again, las is replacing hamburguesas because hamburguesas is feminine and it's plural. If hamburguesas were masculine, I will put here los, but no, hamburguesas are feminine, so I put las. Okay, this is the subjunctive of comprar. Cuando compre, cuando yo compre. I don't have to put the yo because it is implicit. Cuando yo compre hamburguesas, las voy a comprar en McDonald's. I don't know when that's going to be, but when I do it, I will do it in McDonald's. Cuando tengo dinero, siempre invito a mis amigos a comer. Cuando tengo dinero, siempre invito a mis amigos a comer. So, cuando plus indicative, it means that every time I have money, I treat my friends for lunch. So that happens every single time I have money. Cuando tengo dinero, siempre invito a mis amigos a comer. Now let's continue with another example. Continuemos con otro ejemplo. Cuando tenga dinero, voy a invitar a mis amigos a comer. Cuando tenga dinero, voy a invitar a mis amigos a comer. So that is going to be the future. That's why I've used the subjunctive. This is the subjunctive of the verb tener. When I have money, I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 3 years. But when I have money, I will invite my friends to eat. I don't know when that's going to happen. That is not a habit. That is something that's going to happen in the future. Maybe in 1 year, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month. That's why I used here cuando plus subjunctive. Let me read it again. Cuando yo, I don't have to put the yo because it's implicit in the sentence. Cuando yo tenga dinero, voy a invitar a mis amigos a comer. Now let's see some sentences where I use them both. Cuando voy al cine, siempre como palomitas de maíz. La próxima semana, cuando vaya al cine, comeré perro caliente. Cuando voy al cine, siempre como palomitas de maíz. La próxima semana, cuando vaya al cine, comeré perro caliente. Cuando voy al cine, that means every single time I go to the movies, I eat popcorn. La próxima semana, that is the future, next week, when I go to the cinema, I will eat perro caliente. Okay, that's why I use subjunctive, because if I use cuando and I mean the future, I will use the subjunctive. So this is the subjunctive of the verb ir, because that's going to happen next week. And I don't usually eat hot dog. I eat popcorn almost every single time. That's why I use cuando voy al cine siempre como palomitas de maíz. La próxima semana, cuando vaya, so that is the future, I'm going to eat perro caliente, hot dog. Let's continue with another example. Cuando salga con mi novia, la voy a llevar al parque. Cuando salgo con ella, me siento muy feliz. Cuando salga con mi novia, la voy a llevar al parque. Cuando salgo con ella, me siento muy feliz. Okay, when I go out with my girlfriend, I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or next week, next year, but when that happens, I'm going to take her to the park. Every single time when I go out with her, I feel happy. That's why I use salgo in the present form. And salga is the subjunctive of the verb salir. This is in the subjunctive because that means the future. When I go out with her, I'm going to take her to the park. I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or next year or in 30 years, but it's the future. That's why I have to put, or you have to put, the verb in the subjunctive form. This is in the present form because I when every single time I go out with her, I feel happy. Let's see another example. Cuando mis papás van a misa, yo me quedo en casa. La próxima semana, cuando ellos vayan, iré con ellos. Cuando mis papás van a misa, yo me quedo en casa. La próxima semana, cuando vayan, iré con ellos. So here I use the verb ir in the present form because it's something that they do as an habit. They do it every single Sunday. They go to the mass every single Sunday. So that's why you have to use the present form when you use cuando. La próxima semana, next week, that is the future, you use the verb after cuando in the subjunctive form. This is the subjunctive form of the verb ir. Cuando vayan, iré con ellos. You don't have to put these ellos, it is implicit on the sentence because of this conjugation, because of this verb conjugated in the they form, so you don't have to put this. And this is the subjunctive after cuando because that is something that's going to happen in the future. Next week, when they go to the church, I will go with them next week. So let's continue with another example. Cuando compramos comida, nunca damos propina. La próxima vez, cuando compremos comida, daré $1 de propina al mesero. Cuando compramos comida, nunca damos propina. La próxima vez, cuando compremos comida, daré $1 de propina al mesero. So we have here cuando plus the present tense because that is something that we'll normally do. We often buy food. Next time, the future, when we buy food, we will tip the waiter, but that is going to be the next time, the future. That's why I use the subjunctive of the verb comprar after cuando, because it's something that is going to happen in the future. Cuando mis amigos vienen a mi casa, hacen un desastre. La próxima vez, cuando vengan, los haré limpiar. Cuando mis amigos vienen a mi casa, hacen un desastre. La próxima vez, cuando vengan, los haré limpiar. So I use cuando plus the present tense because it's something that they will normally do. They come to my house every single time, like 3 times per week. That is something that they do as a habit. Next time, that is the future, next time, I don't know when that's going to be, maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, but next time they come here, I will make them claim. Cuando vengan, that's why I have to use the subjunctive of the verb venir. This is the subjunctive of the verb venir. Los is replacing my friends. My friends are men, so I have to put los instead of las because they're men. Ellos here, you don't have to put it. It's not necessary. So, practiquemos. Try to fill the blank spaces with the verb in the present tense or in the subjunctive form. This time we're going to use the verb venir, to come. Cuando mi novia, blank, a mi casa, le daré un beso muy grande. Siempre cuando ella, blank, le doy un solo abrazo, pero no esta vez. So let's see the answer. 3, 2, 1. Cuando mi novia venga a mi casa, le daré un beso muy grande. Siempre cuando ella, 3, 2, 1, viene, le doy un solo abrazo, pero no esta vez. So, when my girlfriend comes to my house, I don't know when that's going to be, I'm going to give her a big kiss. Every time, every single time, that is something that always happens when she comes to my house. I gave her a hug, but not this time. This time the next time I'm going to give her a big kiss. So this is something that is going to happen in the future. I don't know when, because I'm not telling here when that's going to happen, but it's the future. And this is something that happens every single time. Okay, let's continue with other practice. La próxima vez cuando, blank, a Colombia, comeré guanábana. This is a fruit. Porque cuando, blank space, siempre como solo guayaba. This time we're going to use the verb ir. So try to fill the blank spaces with the present tense or the subjunctive. La próxima vez, oh, that is the future. So do we have to use the subjunctive or the present tense? It's the future. So 3, 2, 1, we have to use the subjunctive because it's the future. La próxima vez cuando vaya a Colombia, comeré guanábana, a really nice fruit. Comeré guanábana. Porque cuando, we have here siempre, that is something that we'll normally do every single time that I go to Colombia. I always eat guava. So which one should you put here? Voy, the present tense, because it's something that I always do every time I go to Colombia. I eat guava every time. But next time I'm going to eat guanábana in the future. Cuando, blank, muchas hamburguesas, me siento satisfecho. Pero la próxima vez, cuando, blank, solo comeré una. So which one is it here? We're going to use the verb comer. So is it present or future? Sorry, present or subjunctive? In this case, the subjunctive is is referring to the future. Cuando, 3, 2, 1. Cuando como, when I eat, when I normally eat, is something that I always do. When I eat many hamburgers, I feel satisfied. So in the first part, we're going to have the present tense because that is something that I will normally do. But next time, that is the future. So we have to put here what? In the present tense or in the subjunctive form? Well, the subjunctive form, because it's something that is going to happen in the future. I hope I was able to explain this. Thank you so much for watching the video. Por favor, espero que te haya gustado, pero sobre todo espero que te haya servido. Si es así, compártelo con un amigo, con un enemigo, no importa, pero compártelo, que eso ayuda un montón. Y nos vemos en el próximo video de Gringo University. Cuando nos veamos en el próximo video, les enseñaré una cosa nueva. That is subjunctive. Cuando plus subjunctive, because that's going to happen in the future. Next time we see a video. Hasta la próxima.